Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back. You read the title correctly, and no, this is not clickbait. I am moving countries once again. I do this so often, it's becoming a hobby at this point. I think I'm getting really good at it. But yeah, I wanted to give you guys a little update because like I said, there's just a little life update. Just like a little life change that I just want to like let you know about because the background, the surroundings, the environment of all my videos are about to change. So I actually told you guys about this about a week ago on Instagram, so a lot of you guys know where I'm moving but you don't know why. So this video I'm gonna like fill you in on all the details, what I'm gonna be doing in between, the why, because there's quite a big why. Let's start with where am I going, because this whole video I need to explain what, where, how, when, what, why. So let's start with where. Drum roll please. I am moving to Indonesia. I'm so excited. I'm moving to Bali, Indonesia. I promise you, ever since I was like a little kid and I saw like a few scenes of Eat, Pray, Love, I was like, I know that at some point in my life I need to live there. Like, actually, it's ironic because I only watched Eat, Pray, Love for the first time this year, but like I had seen a few scenes of it when I was younger. But basically, before I moved to Spain, I actually did look at the possibility of moving to Indonesia, but I gave up after 30 seconds because there wasn't any visa that I could get to move there. Because that's the thing, like that's one of the reasons as well I moved to Spain, is because for me, like moving around within the EU is really easy. Like I don't need a reason to be here. Like I can just be here just because I'm an EU citizen. I have freedom of movement. I can live in any EU country. But when it comes to a country outside of the EU, I have a lot of issues because it's very difficult for me to get a visa because I'm not traditionally employed. I am not a university student. Like I can't get a work visa. I can't get a student visa. I also at the time, well, I mean right now as well, I can't get any type of real estate visa. Like I'm not at that level. It was always like something I wanted to do, but something I didn't even really look into because I was like, look, it's not a possibility for me at this moment. And then 3 weeks ago, I was in Dubai at a Mind Valley event and somebody mentioned the new Indonesian visa. And I was like, interesting. I didn't hear that there was a new visa. Like, what is this? And they said that like this visa, which I'm about to trigger a lot of people, they said it is the digital nomad visa. I later found out it is not the digital nomad visa at all. It has nothing to do with being a digital nomad. So if anyone is into like the Indonesian visas, I am aware it's not a digital nomad visa. It is called the second home visa. But as soon as I heard that, I came home and I was like, okay, let me look it up. What are the requirements? Like, what is this like a possibility for me? I don't know. And in the first 5 minutes after kind of like reading through all the requirements, I found out I am very capable of getting this visa. Like I am very capable. Like I have the opportunity finally. And I think in those 5 minutes, my brain low-key made the decision of like, you're going, you're moving, I do not care. In the first day, it was just literally my intuition was so strong. It was like, you gotta go, you gotta go. Like you have to go. Like I don't care if there's like, it's really impractical. I don't care if it's really illogical, if it makes your life super difficult, if you lose a lot of money because you just bought all this new stuff for your apartment. I do not care. This is the next thing you need to do in your life. Like this is what's calling me. So I think low-key in my head, I already knew by day one, but the time frame between me finding out that the visa existed and me texting my landlady like, hi, I'm moving out, there was only 5 days. So I made this huge decision within 5 days. And honestly, I'm proud of myself for that. I feel like even though I could have made the decision quicker, I still had to make sure it like legally and logically made sense a little bit to do this. But I think I made a decision pretty quickly, so I'm glad I listened well to my intuition. Another thing is when I started researching this visa, I started questioning a lot like, oh, but like I just moved to Spain, like it doesn't make sense. Like it was so difficult for me to move to Spain. It took so much effort, it took so much money, it took so much of my energy and time. Like why would I be moving again? And then that made me realize the fact that I think without realizing, I've settled a bit too much here in Spain. I was already thinking about the possibility of like getting a pet. I was buying furniture for this new apartment. That really made me like take a step back and be like, okay, wait, what was your dream for like many years? And I realized that like my dream was always to just kind of like slow travel, kind of live like a digital nomad, like live in this country for 3 months, learn their language, live in this country, work there, like learn their language, I don't know, you know, get closer with the community and just move around. And I realized that for such a long time, I was working towards that, like trying to like level up my sources of income, trying to increase the amount of sources that I have. It was all kind of like for this goal. Like of course in the moment it could have been been like, oh, I just want to like live in a nicer apartment. But in the back of my head, it was always like the main goal is I want this lifestyle. But at the moment, I cannot afford this lifestyle. So that was something I was always kind of aiming for. And now I'm at the point where I can afford that lifestyle and I can allow myself to do that. But I got too comfortable. I came to Spain, I got this nice apartment, I started buying furniture, I started like buying a lot of stuff here. After like researching that visa, I was like, wait, I was working so hard for this moment to be able to do that, to be able to just go and move somewhere and decide to move to another country within a few days. And like without meaning to, I just tied myself down to a country and I told myself like, look, like it's too much effort to move right now. Like I have like furniture here and stuff. And after I realized that, I was like, okay, no, I am selling most of my stuff. I am getting rid of most of my stuff and I'm moving. It has nothing to do with me not liking living here. Like I love living here. I will be back here. Right now, I still think that when I'm old, I'm gonna live here for like the rest of my life. But I have a lot of time until then. Like I'm only 21 years old, and the fact that like subconsciously I was already settling down in a new country is fine, but it's not my goal. So I'm really glad that that opportunity came up, that I like brought that opportunity to myself and like caught myself before I went too far and like got a pet or something and then had no way of, you know, you get what I'm saying. Yeah, I think that was like the main why. I think like the first day when I was kind of like telling my mom like, mom, should I do it? Mom, should I do it? I was trying to like find a reason of like, but why am I doing it? But why am I doing it? And I think that became a reason, as in like, I'm not living the lifestyle that I was aiming so many years for. And like, it's fine if I was aiming for it, but like my goals changed. But that's the thing, my views hadn't changed. That was still my dream lifestyle. And at this point, I was able to be living it, but I was just choosing not to because I was getting comfortable in my comfort zone. Basically, the why I'm moving is because I realized I settled and I don't want to stay in my comfort zone. I don't want to sit here in my comfort zone. And the new visa was almost like just an opportunity for me to realize that. So I'm very glad it came out at the time that it did. But going into the next point is when I'm moving out, why am I moving to Indonesia only in the end of September? Like, why am I not moving out like now? Like, why am I not going from Spain to there? Basically, to start with, like why I'm moving out next month, basically I just realized like a day too late, and I would have been moving out at the end of this month, but like I said, I realized like a day too late. So that's why we're moving out next month. The reason why I'm only moving in September is if I really wanted to, I could make it a goal to just move to Indonesia like next month. But I have a few events planned in Europe, like a few family holidays. I'm like planning to go to a holiday with my friend. I'm planning to go to a concert. I'm also going to the Eckhart Tolle retreat in Norway in September. And because of those reasons, I didn't really want to like fly to Indonesia, which is like 18-hour flight away from me, and then have to fly all the way back a month later. So I just kind of thought, look, we'll have 2 chapters in your life. Like you still have a lot of stuff left to do in Europe. Let's just finish up these things. Let's like, you know, go on holidays with your family, go on holidays with your friends, see your family, get rid of all your stuff, like do all this, like tie up all your loose ends in Europe. I'm not saying going on holiday with my family or friends is tying up loose ends, but you know what I mean, like getting rid of my stuff, kind of like going to the events that I signed up for a few months ago. I was like, let's just like stick to those commitments, and once that's over, like at the end of September, I'm a free woman. I can do anything. I have no commitments with anyone. I haven't like promised to go on some sort of trip. I haven't booked some sort of event. And now I know that at the end of September, I'll be moving. So I don't have to, like, if an opportunity comes up where like my friends are going on a trip, I'll be like, I'm sorry, I can't go because I'm not gonna be here. It just made sense for me to go at the end of September because like I have like an event almost every month. So like it doesn't make sense for me to like leave and come back. And I also don't want to miss them because there are things that I said yes to, wanting to say yes to. Like it wasn't just like, oh, I just said yes to it, but I don't want to go. Like I do want to go to those things. That is why we're going at the end of September. Next question you might have is, what are you going to be doing between the time? Like if you're moving out next month, end of April, May, June, July, August, and basically the whole of September, like what am I going to be doing for 5 months? So for those 5 months, I'm going to officially be a digital nomad, which I'm very excited about. It's a very exciting concept for me because I had wanted to be a digital nomad for such a long time, and now I can officially call myself one because I will not have a permanent residence. Literally, like I will not have a permanent address. So I was kind of thinking like, okay, I am moving to Indonesia in the end of September. What am I gonna do until then? Am I gonna stay in Spain? Am I gonna live with my family, go back I don't know, like I was trying to figure out what was the best option. And I realized that I set a few goals for this year to live in Italy for about a month and live in France for about a month. And I was like, I still really want to achieve those goals. Those are not goals that I just forgot and I'm gonna leave behind. So I was like, this is a perfect opportunity. Like, the only limitation I have is I have to stay in Europe, more or less. Like if it's for a week, like I am gonna go to India and Costa Rica next month. But apart from that, I'm basically gonna be staying within Europe the whole time because, like I said, all of my kind of like promises and events and vacations that I've planned with family and friends, they're all in Europe. So I was like, okay, my only limitation is I have to stay in Europe. That's it. But I don't have to stay in Spain. I can like go discover a new place, but in Europe. So I thought it was a perfect time. It was a perfect opportunity to spend like a month living in France, a month living in Italy, even potentially maybe 2 months. So that's what I'm gonna be doing for the next 5 months. So the next like month and a half to 2 months is kind of chaotic. I'm kind of like a week there, week there, week there, week there. Like I said, like the next month I'm gonna be in Ireland, India, Gran Canaria, Costa Rica, London, and that's just like basically the next month. So after all those trips are finished, I'm probably gonna go to Italy for about like a month and a half to 2 months. And then when I'm in Italy, I also have like a vacation with my friends. So I'm gonna live in Italy, and then once my friends fly in, I'll just like take a train to wherever they are. And then after that, I think I also have a few family trips. And then after that, I'm gonna go live in France for like a month and a half, hopefully. My plans might change. Like I have not like booked tickets to Italy or anything yet, but I kind of like it. It's exciting not knowing like where I'm gonna be. The fear of the unknown is definitely going away slowly, especially like after I did the Wim Hof experience last month. The fear of the unknown is really, it stresses me out a little bit. But compared to how much it would have stressed me out like a year ago, it's honestly huge improvement. So that is the plan. Another thing I want to talk about is how I'm feeling about becoming a digital nomad specifically. So the thing I want to speak about specifically is how I have to get rid of majority of my stuff. So this was another thing that I realized that I was like, oh my God, I don't like how attached I am to all of my things. Like I moved from London to Spain with 10 large suitcases. Like I had to make the trip twice. And one of the times my sister had to come with me because I couldn't, like I literally paid for her because I was like, please like come with me because I cannot bring so many luggages myself. So just moving here, I moved here with 10 big luggages. And after I moved here, I bought a lot of stuff. So as soon as I decided like, look, I'm moving out, I had the same, like, I think that's the part that's been stressing me out the most and causing the most like breakdown. Like the moving part, I'm not even worried about, honestly. The thing that has been stressing me out is the materialistic items around me. I feel like I'm not a hoarder. I was never really a hoarder, but I do tend to have like quite emotional connections to items. And for me, like just to take a picture of the item and throw the item away, it doesn't like work that way. Like I need to have the item. Like for example, I've been carrying around like a teddy, like it's a horse. Her name's Linda. I've been carrying her around with me for years. Like literally for like, she's in Spain with me, she was in London with me, she was in Ireland with me, she was in Latvia with me, she was in the US with me. Like she has lived a long life. For me, like I can't just take a picture of her. Like I need her. I need like the pet, you know. I think I'm honestly gonna have her until I grow old. I kind of always had like a difficulty in saying bye to stuff. I've always wanted to become a minimalist, but like I said, I've always had the issue of like I cannot say goodbye to stuff. So when I decided that I'm gonna become a digital nomad and I knew that I'm gonna have to be living out of 1 to 2 suitcases, that really stressed me out. I was like, I do not know how I'm gonna do this. So for the past week, I'm not kidding, all I've been doing is decluttering, packing, decluttering, selling. It's been so difficult. It's caused me so much stress. It's been a lot of decision making because you kind of have to decide like, is this something I want to take with me? If not, like maybe can I leave it with my family in Ireland? If not, maybe can I leave it with my family in Gran Canaria? Or like if I don't want it at all, should I sell it or should I just give it away? Or like maybe it's bad quality, should I throw it out? It's a lot of decisions and it's a lot of items. So it's been stressing me out, but I think I finally did the hardest part. Like I have sold a lot of my stuff. Like my house is so, it feels weird. It feels really empty. Like for example, this table is back. If any of the OGs know from watching my vlog, this is the table that was here when I moved in. I really did not like it. I took it apart, put it under my bed, and I bought a new one. So the new tables I bought They're all sold. My beautiful, comfortable chair I had over there in my little workspace is sold. My Christmas tree. Jasper, oh my god. Like, not because I've literally lived here for 6 months. Like, it's crazy. I bought so many things and I'm just having to like get rid of all of them. But the thing I wanted to talk about is I cannot explain, like, of course, like I said, this last week has been really stressful. I cannot explain the freedom I am feeling every time I get rid of something. When it's in the decision stage and I'm kind of like, I don't know, should I get rid of it? Should I not? That's the difficult part. Once I decide, no, I'm getting rid of it, I don't need it, I cannot explain the freedom. I feel like every time I get rid of something, like something is like lifted off my shoulder. As if I have like a million coins on my shoulder and every time I get rid of something, like there's one coin is like falling off. And it feels amazing. It honestly feels amazing. I have not been able to narrow it down to 2 suitcases. So I am gonna leave 1 suitcase with my family in Gran Canaria. Those are gonna be stuff that like I don't need for the next 5 years. Like I just like, for example, Linda, like my teddy bear, like my YouTube plaque, a few techie stuff that I don't want to sell, but stuff that I don't need, like stuff that can just be like put away, because my family in Gran Canaria has a really big house, so they don't care to store it. And then I'm also going to be bringing 2 big suitcases to Ireland, and that's basically just going to be my clothes. So because basically until I move to Bali, I'm going to be in a lot of different climates, because for example, I'm going to be in Norway in September, which I think is going to be pretty cold. I'm going to be in London in May, which I know it's May, but it's London, so it's probably also going to be cold. And then I'm also going to be in countries that are really hot. Like I'm going to India in April. It's going to be like 40 degrees Celsius. I'm going to Costa Rica, and I think it's also going to be like 35 degrees Celsius. So I need a lot of different variety of clothes. So I am gonna have 2 suitcases in Ireland with clothes. And for the next 5 months, I'll be in Ireland like 3 or 4 times. So every time I go back to Ireland, I can basically like repack my stuff based on the trips that are coming up. But once I move to Indonesia, my goal is to like not have those suitcases in Ireland. I'm hoping to like get rid of everything I don't need. And then I'm bringing 1 big suitcase and 1 small suitcase with me. So of course it's not like my whole life is not packed away in just 2 suitcases, but like 4 big suitcases and 1 small one, that is really big improvement for me, because like I said, I moved here with 10 big suitcases and like a guitar and all this. And I bought so much when I was here. I bought so much in these last 6 months. So the fact that I'm leaving with less luggages, more than 2 times less, is really big improvement. Like I truly cannot explain how much more free I feel. And I honestly feel like in the next few months, I will be able to get rid of a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be leaving in Ireland. I feel like every time I come back, I'm going to be able to declutter more, because I'm going to feel less attached to the thing. I'm going to be like, this thing has been sitting in this house for 2 months and I forgot that it existed. If I forgot that it existed, I obviously don't really need it. So I feel like I'm going to be able to detach from a lot of things. So hopefully by the time I go to Indonesia, I will literally only have like 2 suitcases worth of things in life, like in general, like that's it. So I'm very excited for that. I feel like that's just gonna make me feel like such a free human. Like I am not attached to a location. I am not attached to items. I am just like a free-flowing person. Like I can do whatever. Yeah, I hope that answered all your questions. If you have more, let me know. I can like answer some of the comments, but I am so insanely excited. Like I cannot even I shouldn't say this because it makes it seem like it's not real, but I cannot believe that this is real. Like I feel like my life is like a game or like a movie. I'm like a Sims character and I'm just like, oh, you're gonna be moving to this house. Like I don't care, like just you decided today and you're moving today. It feels like that and I really like it. It feels very freeing and I love this apartment and I'm gonna miss this apartment, but I'm not gonna regret leaving this apartment. I love you all. Hope you have a great day. I'm sending you all my love and I'm very excited for you guys to see all the content I'm gonna be filming. So, you know, there's gonna be a lot of Italian learning vlogs in Italy and a lot of French learning vlogs in France. Oh, and another update. I'm gonna be learning Indonesian and I'm very excited because it's very out of my comfort zone in terms of language learning, because I haven't learned a language similar to it. I feel like I learned a lot of Romance languages, so they're all very similar. So it's difficult because they're so similar, but it's also easy because they're so similar. I know that I just basically said the same thing but opposite, but it really does work like that. But Indonesian, like I haven't studied a language similar to it, so I'm very excited to be learning it. I know you don't need to speak Indonesian to live in Bali because there's so many tourists there, but I want to become, like I want to be able to like go to a shop and like speak Indonesian, so I am very excited to pick up the new language as well. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Sending you all my love, all my energy. Bye!